I'm not going to blindly follow him into a hole that, you know, he don't even know is even there because he's not paying attention to it or anything like that. So that consistency, that being honest, because those show the marks of a leader that women want to feel protected. They want to feel secure and they want to feel respected.
Salaam alaikum, peace. I'm Coach Nazir.
Salaam alaikum, peace. I'm Fatimah, his wife.
Salaam alaikum, peace. I'm Coach Nyla. I'm also his wife.
Yep, and we are the co-founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as the co-authors of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. With that being said, we want to make a quick video. Hopefully it'll be quick. Just giving some advice to the opposite sex. Okay? So I'm going to give some advice to ladies when it comes to polygyny, and my wives are going to give some advice to men who are interested in practicing polygyny or are already practicing it. And prayerfully, you'll be able to take some of these advices and implement them and utilize some of the wisdom behind it. All right. For those who don't know, I'm married to Coach Fatimah now for over 26 years and Coach Nyla for over 11, which means we have experience for 15 years of monogamy and over 11 years now in polygyny. And we're coming to you with that experience to just share some of the best practices to make your road easier should you be interested in, just curious, or already participating or looking forward to because you're serious in a polygynous form of marriage where a man has multiple wives. All right? So who wants to go first? Ladies first.
Coach Nyla can go first.
Okay.
All right, Coach Nyla.
Like hers.
Give some advice to the brothers who are interested in practicing polygyny or if they already are practicing.
Oh man. Okay.
Be a big
one of the things I'm gonna tell y'all, like I told my uncle, well, is be honest. You know, honesty it may not always be cute, but it's very important for women to. It definitely raises your level of respect, and this is what I mean. Just a quick little story. I told my uncle. My uncle was dating 2 women. He's not Muslim and everything like that, which is this whole other story for another thing. However, he had 2 women, and I asked him. I said, "Do they know about each other? Like, do they know? Are you telling one thing? Because they didn't know. They didn't know about each other. Because one had, has his child, his mother of his child. However, I said, are you telling one thing and then telling the other one another? Like you're telling them that they're the only one." And he was like, "Well, yeah, and I'm getting tired of what's going on and this and that, whatever," because I feel like he's being pulled from both sides. I said, "Because you're not being honest." I said, so I'm like, if you told them both, that you want to be with both of them or whatever, if that's the case, because I asked him, "Do you want to?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, then tell them that. Give them the opportunity." I've heard that from many women.
And they already suspected anyway.
Right.
They might have receipts.
And they're right.
Yeah, they might have receipts.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why they're asking the question anyway.
Right.
So the thing is that, and I've heard that from many women, my mom included, she said, "You know what? Just give me the opportunity, to make the decision on my own. Don't make the decision for me. Give me that respect. That you let me know. Because even if they may not like what you're saying, they can respect you as a man, that you were courageous enough to tell them what it really is." So,
I'd like to thank you because, and that's real talk, because if you are a good man and you've built up this reputation of not only being respectful, but being respected, and then you do one thing that is life-altering, take it all away. And there goes your manhood with it. It's just like, you just erase it, and then people got to go find it again. And they don't want you to fail. If they love you, they don't want you to fail. They don't want you to fall. They don't want you to not succeed or be the man that you've been that entire time. So having a hard conversation, although it may hurt, matters. Because then I don't lose respect for you. then I can still go, you know, this was jacked up, this was not easy, but I can respect a man that can sit in his truth. Because then that means you're courageous, then that means you're forward thinking, then that means you care about and respect me, you know. So that honesty is to me just married with so many other things in marriage, and especially in polygyny. And one of them is really protecting your respect, or the respect that others have for you. You got to protect that thing, because once you lose it, it's so hard to get it back. It can take you years and years and years. And this is not just about wives. This is about children as well, because then it becomes a whole, well, look what he did, and I thought he was this person. And then it leaves you vulnerable for other attacks from people that didn't like you anyway. But it just leaves you vulnerable, and it leaves your family vulnerable to be attacked and have to be answered or faced with questions that they have no ability or no knowledge to even answer. And some of these questions are super inappropriate. Like, kids were asking my kids stuff, and I'm like, that ain't their business. Just tell them it's not their business. And if they want to really know, tell them to ask your dad, because they weren't going to do that. So it says shut it down. But the children don't know what to do with these adult questions. You know, and some adults have no sense and ask a child a very inappropriate question about their parents' marriage. And it's so sickening to me. But I just wanted to say, just protect, you know, all the respect that you built over the years. You know, people are going to come up and think and say whatever they want to. But when people that really love you and want you to win feel like, you know, you disrespected them, now I don't know what to do with you now, you know, because you didn't even respect yourself enough, to be honest. And that's just had those hard conversations, although they may hurt.
I also think that goes with being consistent as well. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that the person that you consistently show up as is going to be the person that they see. Yeah. So even if you married again, you're going to be consistent. You're going to be this consistent protector. You're going to not only protect this wife, you're going to protect this wife as well. Yeah. You're not going to be wishy-washy, whereas one minute, you know, this happens here, and then this happens over here, and the things are different. The thing is, they will be able to know that you are the leader in what you say. Pretty much, I mean, what you say pretty much goes, because that's the final decision. However, you are consistent enough saying, you know, the decision is going to be my decision, but I will, you know, listen to what you have to say and things as far as that. But all in all, this is what it is. Women like security.
Yeah, absolutely.
They like to feel secure. And it's very difficult to feel secure if they feel that their husband is on shaky ground, that he can't be consistent in a thing, or he can't, you know, be, what is the word I'm looking for when you're just...
Dependable, reliable.
Yeah, dependable, just solid on it, where, you know, this is a thing, this is your decision. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, things may change. Decisions may change, rules may change, everything like that. But being able to say, you know what, this has changed. This is what it is, because now you're being honest, but you're also being consistent. They know that when it comes down to it, if it's going to be a change, you're going to let them know. Meaning that you don't have to know all the details and everything like that, but they know that, you know what, if something is going to be totally altering, he's going to let me know that. He may not let me know all the details, but I can trust that I'm not going to blindly follow him into a hole that, you know, he don't even know is even there, because he's not paying attention to it or anything like that. So that consistency, that being honest, because those show the marks of a leader that women want to feel protected. They want to feel secure, and they want to feel respected as well. So you being able to tell them the hard things, sometimes you may have to, you know, get them into place. You know, we as women, sometimes we need to get a little firm, be told about, you know, maybe we may need, you know,
to be cleared.
Cleared out, you know, get the attitude right and everything like that. And women understand that too, as the mark of a, you know, of a man that is not going to be a pushover and not let his wife bully him as well. So that's the thing, being consistent in your manhood, being consistent in your decisions and the way you display them as well.
Indeed. Since I can't comment on that, so I'm here to share information with the ladies. All right, so sisters, what I'll suggest, one, the very first thing that I would suggest you do is to grow up. Grow up. What I mean is simply just be mature.
Yeah.
All right, because if your husband's going to come to you and say, listen, you know what? I want to marry again. I'm thinking about polygyny. The worst thing you can do is act a fool. That's the worst thing you can do.
Mean?
The worst thing you do is act a fool, get all of your emotion, your chest, and da think I'm his everything, gonna be your everything, always gonna be your everything, everything you ever want and need. When you do that, you think that, you putting yourself on such a high level that no human deserves. He doesn't deserve that for you because he's not gonna be your everything and all, be all end all, and she ain't gonna be that. None of us, we all fallible to begin with. Right. But when I say grow up, you already know men are different than women. So if you say, well, what if I want, you're not a man. See, my wives are not men with vaginas. I'm not a woman with a penis. That's not how it works. There it is. So that's just called maturity. All right. Now that doesn't mean when you first come to you and sit down, you know, I really respect you for coming to me for that and this and that. And how are we going to make this work? No. That just means you should probably already know without even asking him, all right, whether or not he desires or wants polygyny to marry someone else. Now, whether he decides to act on it or ever do it, anything like that, it's because, but mature enough to be approachable to have the conversation. So whether it's a real thing or not a thing, you can discuss your stuff from that point. Okay? So you don't have to be married to understand that. You don't have to be married to understand about a woman's biological clock or a man's ability or his desires. But I'm going to also let you know on something that's not a secret, but somehow it seems like it. Women are seduced by their ears, but men are seduced by their eyes. All right. And a word to the wise on that is enough. If men are seduced by their eyes, then you should be in seduction mode if you want to also get influence. Seduction. All right. Number one. Number two, if you are seduced by your ears, then we suggest and absolutely know a man should be involved in a process before you choosing a man. Especially if you got a bad track record. Especially if you have a bad track record. Okay, so you've been in a relationship that ain't worked out, whether it's children, whether you single moms had this, or you've been divorced several times, so on and so forth. Now, the issues could actually be the other people. There's no question. But as an adult, we also take responsibility because we because we chose those wrong people, if that's the case. Right. But if a man is not involved, if your father is not involved, or Wali or Wakil is not involved, that has your best interest at heart, or a cousin or uncle or somebody like that who actually cares about you, all right, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And let me share with you just a quick example. I was listening to this podcast recently by Idris Elba and his wife called Couple of Them, right? And they were interviewing the people from Black Love, the creators of Black Love. I don't remember the name. Well, the names ain't important. That's who they were. But
you knew who to look at.
They asked the question. They asked the question of who, when did, I think Idris' wife named Sabrina or something. She asked the wife, you know, when did you know you want to marry him? And she was like, oh, we're talking about this and that, blah, blah, blah. Then I said, what are your goals after being a great filmmaker? Talking to her boyfriend at the time. And then he said, to be the best father ever. Her response to hearing that, ears, was, I'll marry you right now. Okay, I'll marry you right now. Of course, to have children, which includes that, you know, to have kids, we know what happened, right? So she was already seduced by that answer of being a great father. So that means if he was running a game,
oh yeah,
that's a wrap.
And nailed it.
Now it worked out and stuff. They're doing Black Love and it's all good. But that's just a modern day example of how women are seduced by their ears. So you get people that always talk about, yo, monogamy stuff is this, polygyny is crazy, and blah, 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 and woo, woo, and all that, right? And then you got the self-crowned individuals calling themselves kings. Kings don't crown themselves, first of all. So that's, if you don't get the hint, I'm talking about Derrick Jackson, right? This dude talking about monogamy, talking crazy about polygyny and all this stuff. He having multiple affairs, multiple pregnancies, all this type of stuff going on. But he looked up at some relationship dude? Really? Or maybe you're getting advice from people that have been divorced multiple times who ain't even married, but they telling you how to go ahead and have a successful relationship. All right? That's not wise. Or you might be getting relationship information about how to deal with men from somebody who does not like women, but want to be one. Listen, don't be seduced by your ears. When it comes time for that choosing and that vetting, trust a man in that process somewhere. A man that you're related to, that cares about you, that's going to let you know the deal, because good game recognize all game.
There it is.
All right, and what might be said, all these sweet words, sweet nothings are sweet nothings. So that's some advice I give you right off the top when it comes to polygyny. Be approachable, put your big girl panties on, be mature, and get a man involved so you're not picking a bum or not picking any more bums, because the choice is absolutely yours. All right. Any other advice, brothers?
That's awesome. That's so what I have to say.
You like that advice is good? Yeah. Now, again, we coming to you as parents, too. Because our mission, I don't need to marry any more wives. That'd be cool in theory, but where I'm at in my life right now, I don't want any more wives right now.
There it is.
I'd rather help my children get married and stuff like that. And just like, I initially got married, I was 19 years old. So I was in a certain mindset and frame and all that, want to start a family. Then I was a certain mindset also 15 years later. When I got married again. Now, as more time has passed, different mindset. So it's different goals with me with marriage. But guess what? I'm not concerned about me in marriage. I'm good. You know, I'm definitely blessed and privileged. I understand that. But we had to take and do the work to get to this point. So the same information we sharing with you, we sharing with our children too.
You can't rush the work.
That's out of love.
You can't rush the work.
Okay, so that's not, this, oh, do this, and then here's one tip and two. Nah, it takes work, and we talk about that. So, sometimes you ask, where can I, get more information? Of course, we share the stuff on our website, outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. So whether it's our book, whether it is the 5-day successful marriage challenge for queens or for kings or both, the bundle that we put together, or it's coaching or counseling where you can reach out to us and stuff, all that information is in the description. All right. And if you made it this far in the video, one, I want to appreciate you. And also make sure you subscribe, because we know that half our viewers are not subscribed. So get subscribed, get notified when we release new videos and share more information with you. Connect with us. We appreciate you. We're going to wrap it up. So GLC.
Indeed. So make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day.
Yay.
All right. That's all right, y'all. Peace. Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
Make sure you guys are following us on our social medias at Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and Facebook, and on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and also Clubhouse under our names.
And make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and sign up for our email list. And there you will get updates on our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored.
Absolutely. And last but not least, when it comes to coaching or counseling, if you want to work with us one-on-one or in group settings, make sure you're on that website and reach out to us, because we do have very limited spots and we usually have a wait list. So with that being said, GLC.
Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day. Stone Lake. Peace.